Welcome to another exciting exploration into the world of rare and historic coins. Today, we turn our attention to four of the most fascinating treasures from the early years of Britain's decimal era, the Elizabeth II new 10 pence. Each issue we've covered tells its own unique story, and this coin is no exception. Beyond its role as everyday currency, it carries the weight of history, artistry, and rarity, making it a true highlight for collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1968 Elizabeth II new 10 pence coin holds an important place in the history of British numismatics, as it represents the early days of the United Kingdom's decimalization process. Although at first glance it might seem like an ordinary piece of currency, for coin collectors it embodies a moment of change in British monetary history. What makes it appealing today is not just its design or metallic composition but its role as a transitional coin that marked the movement away from the old system of shillings and pence into a modern decimal framework. Because of its age, condition, and relative scarcity in pristine form, this coin has developed a steady demand among numismatists worldwide. The year 1968 was particularly significant, as these 10 pence coins were struck in advance of the official decimal switch in 1971. They were released early into circulation alongside existing shillings, since the new 10 pence was equivalent to 2 shillings in value. At the time, this coin was a symbol of modernization, preparing the British public for a new way of calculating everyday money. These coins were minted at the Royal Mint, with Queen Elizabeth II's effigy featured prominently, reflecting her reign during a transformative era in the United Kingdom. While they were intended for circulation rather than commemoration, their introduction was tied to one of the most notable financial reforms in modern British history. The design of the coin is both practical and artistic. On the obverse, it carries the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, one of the most recognized images of the monarch used on British decimal coinage. The reverse showcases a crowned lion, a traditional heraldic symbol of strength and authority, rendered with striking detail for a circulation coin. Struck in cupronickel, the coin measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter and weighs 11.31 grams, making it larger and heavier than today's smaller 10 pence. The absence of a mint mark is consistent with British decimal coins of this period, yet collectors place importance on the subtle details of strike quality, edge reading, and surface wear. Though the 1968 new 10 pence was produced in significant numbers, its rarity today arises from two main factors: condition and collector interest. Most circulated examples are heavily worn, given their extensive use during the 1970s and 1980s. Coins in very dirty or damaged condition hold only modest value, yet truly well-preserved examples, uncirculated or proof strikes, are considerably harder to find. While proofs were struck for collectors in small numbers, circulation coins that survived without heavy marks or discoloration are particularly prized. This distinction between ordinary circulated pieces and exceptional high-grade examples defines the rarity of this coin on today's market. In terms of market value, circulated and dirty examples may only fetch a few dollars or pounds at best. However, in top condition, the 1968 10 pence has been known to sell for significantly higher sums. Uncirculated or proof specimens can realistically bring between $500 and $3,000 depending on grade, with certified proof coins at the higher end of that range. Auction results have shown that collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that retain sharp detail, brilliant luster, or original mint packaging. The appreciation of such coins reflects a growing interest in early decimal issues, as these coins bridge the gap between Britain's pre-decimal and decimal monetary heritage. For those looking to add a 1968 new 10 pence to their collection, attention to detail is key. Seek out examples with clear surfaces, sharp strike details, and minimal wear. Certification from reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can significantly enhance the coin's resale value and provide assurance of authenticity. Collectors should also avoid harsh cleaning, as it can reduce value, and instead store coins in archival quality holders to protect against tarnishing or corrosion. Auctions and established numismatic dealers remain the best sources for acquiring high-grade examples, though patience is often necessary to locate coins in outstanding condition. As a collectible, The 1968 Elizabeth II 10-pence coin carries significance far beyond its face value. It is a tangible reminder of Britain's financial modernization, an artifact of everyday life during the late 1960s, and a piece of artistry in small form. Whether admired for its historic role, its visual design, or its scarcity in pristine condition, this coin continues to attract the attention of collectors around the world. Its presence in a collection not only tells a story of change but also represents a bridge between past and present in the evolution of British currency. Ultimately, this coin stands out as an important transitional piece, blending history, symbolism, and rarity into one compact form. Even when found in dirty or worn condition, it evokes the story of Britain's decimal journey, while uncirculated examples command respect and strong market prices. For collectors, it offers both a rewarding acquisition and a secure investment, as its historical and aesthetic value ensures continued demand for years to come. The 1968 Elizabeth II new 10-pence may not always appear spectacular at first glance, but its legacy and numismatic importance make it one of the more desirable early decimal coins for serious enthusiasts. Next up, the 1970 Elizabeth II new 10-pence coin is one of the most intriguing pieces from the early decimal coinage period in the United Kingdom. While it might not immediately seem extraordinary, it is highly regarded among collectors because of its connection to the build-up toward Britain's full decimalization in 1971. Collectors often prize this coin not only as currency but also as a historical artifact that bridges the gap between the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence, and the new decimal structure. Its significance lies in its scarcity today, its transitional role, and its ability to capture the essence of Britain's modernization in coinage, making it a sought-after treasure for numismatic enthusiasts. The introduction of the 10-pence coin in 1968 was meant to prepare the public for the decimal system, but coins dated 1970 carry special importance as they were issued just before the official changeover in 1971. During this time, the United Kingdom was undergoing cultural and political shifts, and currency reform was part of a larger effort to modernize the economy and simplify daily transactions. Minted at the Royal Mint, the 1970 coins were never part of general circulation in the same way as the earlier issues, and many were produced in proof sets intended for collectors. This restricted issue has greatly added to their mystique today, as 1970 represents the last year before the official Decimalization Act came into effect. The coin's design is both classic and symbolic. The obverse bears the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, showcasing the monarch in a dignified profile that was used widely across decimal coinage of the period. On the reverse appears the crowned lion, a symbol of Britain's royal authority and heritage, rendered in sharp, regal detail. The coin was struck in cupronickel, measured 28.5 millimeters across, and weighed 11.31 grams, making it large, heavy, and visually imposing compared to modern 10-pence coins. In proof quality, the design elements stand out with mirror-like fields and frosted reliefs, elevating the aesthetic appeal far beyond that of a normal circulation strike. The rarity of the 1970 new 10-pence coin largely stems from its distribution pattern. Unlike the 1968 or 1969 issues, these were not struck in massive numbers for everyday use, but rather in carefully prepared proof sets aimed at the collector market. As a result, circulation-grade 1970 coins are virtually non-existent, while proof examples remain relatively scarce, especially in pristine condition. Over time, many proof sets were broken apart, and exposure to poor storage has left some coins tarnished or spotted. This makes high-grade examples particularly desirable. Even dirty or mishandled proof pieces are still collectible, though their value diminishes compared to untouched coins with sharp strike quality and original luster. When it comes to value, the 1970 10-pence has proven consistently appealing at auction and among private sales. Proof examples in excellent condition often trade between $400 and $1,500, depending on the level of preservation and whether the coin remains in its original packaging. Perfectly preserved, certified specimens have fetched upwards of $2,500 in certain sales, as collectors recognize their scarcity and historical weight. By contrast, Coins in very dirty or corroded condition generally command lower sums, though even those can be worth more than face value due to the year's limited production. Demand has remained steady, reflecting a growing appreciation for transitional decimal issues from this era. For collectors aiming to acquire this piece, careful attention to detail is essential. The clearest signs of quality lie in the strength of the strike, the brilliance of the fields, and the absence of wear or cleaning marks. Since many of these coins exist in proof format, handling them without proper protection can easily damage the finish. Certification through grading services such as NGC or PCGS not only authenticates the coin but also protects its long-term value. Storing coins in airtight capsules or original Royal Mint cases is recommended, as exposure to moisture or air can quickly dull the mirror-like surfaces that make proof coins so desirable. The 1970 Elizabeth II new 10 pence is more than just a piece of currency, it is a snapshot of a country on the verge of change. Its limited distribution, artistic design, and association with the historic decimalization process elevate it from a simple coin to a meaningful collector's item. For those passionate about British coinage, owning a 1970 10 pence is akin to holding a piece of modern financial history. Its role in representing the final step before decimalization adds depth to its importance and ensures its place within serious collections. In conclusion, this coin is both historically and numismatically significant. It embodies a moment of national transition, displays enduring artistry, and offers collectors a chance to own a scarce piece of British history. While circulated and dirty examples may have modest value, pristine proofs remain highly desirable and continue to appreciate steadily. For both seasoned collectors and newcomers, the 1970 Elizabeth II 10 pence coin offers a rewarding blend of historical meaning, aesthetic appeal, and long-term investment potential. It is a reminder that even transitional issues, produced in limited numbers, can become gems in the world of numismatics. Next up, the 1974 Elizabeth II new 10 pence coin is one of those fascinating pieces that collectors often overlook at first glance but later discover to be of great numismatic value. For many, its importance lies in the fact that it represents a continuation of the early decimal series introduced just a few years prior, during a time of social and economic transformation in the United Kingdom. Collectors are drawn to the coin because it is a product of its era, a time when decimalization was still relatively new and Britain was adapting to the modernized monetary system. Its appeal today comes not only from its practical history but also from the way it has become harder to find in premium condition, which has driven steady demand in the collector's market. The 1974 issue emerged during a turbulent period in Britain's economy. Decimalization had been officially adopted in 1971, and by the mid-1970s the public had largely grown accustomed to the new coins. However, the United Kingdom was facing economic pressures such as inflation and industrial unrest, and coins like the 10 pence became staples of daily life. Minted at the Royal Mint, the 1974 10 pence continued to play its role as a replacement for the pre-decimal 2-shilling coin, circulating widely among the population. It was not a commemorative coin, but its presence connects directly to one of the most significant monetary changes in British history, making it historically valuable even if it was originally issued as a standard circulation coin. The design of the 1974 coin followed the established style of the early decimal 10 pence. On the obverse is Arnold Mackin's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was notable for its regal simplicity and enduring use across many denominations. The reverse depicts the crowned lion, a strong heraldic emblem of England's sovereignty and resilience. This combination of imagery reflects both continuity and strength, qualities that resonated deeply in the 1970s. Struck in cupronickel, the coin has a diameter of 28.5 millimeters and a weight of 11.31 grams, making it significantly larger than the modern 10 pence coins introduced decades later. In high-grade form, the fine detailing of the crowned lion and the crisp relief of the Queen's portrait make this coin visually striking. The rarity of the 1974 10 pence coin does not stem from extremely low mintage but rather from its survival in collectible quality. These coins were struck for circulation in large numbers, but decades of handling, environmental wear, and lack of preservation have left most surviving examples in poor to average condition. Coins found today are often very dirty, tarnished, or worn, making pristine specimens quite scarce. High-quality uncirculated coins or those struck with error varieties, such as off-center strikes or weakly defined reading, are particularly desirable. As with many circulation coins, it is this combination of age, attrition, and collector demand that has elevated the 1974 issue to a sought-after status. In terms of value, condition plays the defining role. A very dirty or heavily circulated 1974 10 pence may only be worth its face value to casual holders, but collectors still recognize its significance. In well-preserved, uncirculated grades, these coins can command prices between $200 and $600, while especially sharp, certified examples may sell for $1,000 or more. Error varieties or proof strikes connected to the year can increase this value further, sometimes pushing prices closer to $1,500 depending on rarity and demand at auction. The market has shown a gradual appreciation for these early decimal coins, as collectors increasingly view them as historical artifacts rather than common pocket change. For collectors aiming to secure a 1974 specimen, close inspection is key. Seek out coins with strong definition on the queen's hair and the lion's mane, as these are the areas most prone to wear. Original mint luster adds to the desirability, and coins without scratches, spots, or discoloration are worth pursuing. Certification by grading services such as NGC or PCGS can validate condition and provide an extra layer of assurance for buyers. Proper storage is vital. Keeping the coin in acid-free holders or capsules will preserve its surfaces against tarnish. Auctions, established coin dealers, and numismatic societies are all good avenues for acquiring high-quality examples. Owning a 1974 Elizabeth II 10 pence coin is about more than just holding a piece of currency. It is about connecting to a unique chapter in Britain's numismatic journey, where the decimal system was still in its formative years and every coin represented a new standard. Collectors prize this coin not only for its design and metallic durability but also for its role in symbolizing the permanence of Britain's decimal experiment during a decade of change. The coin's appeal grows as collectors seek complete decimal sets, with the 1974 issue often being a standout due to its balance of accessibility and challenge in finding premium-grade examples. In conclusion, the 1974 new 10 pence coin is a fascinating blend of history, artistry, and scarcity. Though most surviving examples are found in dirty or heavily circulated condition, the pursuit of well-preserved pieces keeps collector interest alive. Its market value is steady and has the potential for future growth, given its place within the early decimal series and its link to a transformative period in British currency. For seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts alike, this coin offers an opportunity to own a meaningful slice of monetary history, making it one of the more rewarding and undervalued treasures of the Elizabethan decimal coinage era. Next up, the 1975 Elizabeth II new 10 pence coin stands out in the world of British decimal coinage as a highly intriguing and valuable piece for collectors. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary circulation coin, yet its historical context and scarcity elevate it into the category of ultra-rare finds. For those passionate about numismatics, the 1975 issue is particularly appealing because it marks a transitional stage in the early years of the decimal system. It represents not only an essential part of the series but also a coin that has become increasingly difficult to locate in collectible condition, which has significantly fueled its desirability and market demand. The mid-1970s was a time of economic and cultural change in the United Kingdom. Decimalization had only been introduced a few years earlier, and the new coinage was still becoming firmly established in everyday life. The 10 pence coin served as the replacement for the 2-shilling piece, and it was widely circulated as one of the higher value denominations available to the public. Minted at the Royal Mint, the 1975 coin carried forward the decimal standard, and while not tied to any specific commemorative event, it remains firmly linked to the era's broader modernization of Britain's monetary system. For collectors, this makes it more than a piece of small change. It is a direct artifact of a nation undergoing lasting economic reforms. The design of the 1975 10 pence is consistent with the earlier decimal issues, showcasing the artistry that helped these coins stand out. The obverse features Arnold Machin's elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was widely admired for its refined representation of the monarch. On the reverse appears the crowned lion, one of England's most enduring heraldic emblems, symbolizing authority, continuity, and strength. Struck in cupronickel, the coin measures 28.5 millimeters in diameter and weighs 11.31 grams, making it considerably larger and heavier than modern 10 pence coins. In high-grade examples, the brilliance of the strike and the clarity of the details give the coin an unmistakable presence, especially when the surfaces remain free of tarnish or heavy marks. Where the rarity of the 1975 coin emerges most clearly is in condition. These coins were produced in large numbers for circulation, and as such, most surviving pieces today are found in very dirty, worn, or heavily handled states. Pristine, uncirculated examples are far less common because coins of this era were not often set aside by the public. Additionally, small varieties and striking errors, such as off-center strikes or weakly defined edges, add to the coin's desirability, as these anomalies are particularly uncommon for the year. Collectors seeking top-quality specimens often struggle to find coins with intact detail and original mint luster, which is precisely why these pieces are considered rare. Market values for the 1975 10 pence vary significantly depending on condition. In very dirty or circulated form, the coin holds only modest premium over its face value. However, uncirculated examples with strong detail can reach $300 to $700, while exceptional certified coins may sell for $1,100 or more at auction. Error pieces or coins preserved in proof-like states are especially attractive to collectors and can command even higher prices. While the market has generally seen steady growth rather than dramatic spikes, the long-term appreciation of early decimal coins suggests that values for the 1975 issue are likely to rise as high-quality examples become increasingly scarce. For collectors hoping to add this coin to their collection, careful examination is essential. Strong relief on the Queen's portrait and the lion's mane should be a priority when assessing quality. Coins with minimal handling marks, bright surfaces, and no signs of cleaning hold the highest potential for value. Certification from professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC not only secures authenticity but also ensures the coin's long-term investment value. To protect against tarnishing or corrosion, coins should be stored in protective holders or capsules and kept in stable, dry conditions. Finding a high-grade 1975 10 pence often requires patience and a keen eye, but the rewards can be substantial. The coin also offers collectors a valuable perspective on the evolution of Britain's decimal series. By the mid-1970s, the decimal system had established itself, but the large-size 10 pence coins would eventually be replaced by a smaller version in the early 1990s. This makes the 1975 issue a relic of its time, a symbol of the early decimal era when the larger and heavier coins dominated everyday transactions. For those assembling complete decimal collections, the 1975 coin is indispensable, not only as part of the series but as a representation of the enduring legacy of Britain's currency reform. In summary, the 1975 Elizabeth II new 10 pence coin embodies a unique combination of history, artistry, and scarcity. Though most examples today survive in very dirty or worn condition, the coin's importance within the decimalization story makes it a treasure worth pursuing. High-grade pieces carry strong market values and remain a rewarding challenge for collectors. Its blend of historical significance and enduring design ensures that it will continue to appeal to both novice and advanced numismatists, solidifying its place as a notable coin in modern British numismatics.